30th with the Artist Must Try podcast. My name is Miles Megacyph, as you know, and it's been a while. You know, we're live. These are live shows. It's a live life happening right now. There's a lot of stuff happening in my life, so I haven't checked in, and I do apologize for that. I will. I have a lot of things to update for everybody. Today I have a wonderful guest in the house with me, and a dear friend of mine, and a new friend, and just a wonderful creative. And I look forward to sharing this time in this space with this person, and you getting to know them and me getting to know them a little bit better. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring onto the stage with me Kayla Michelle Jordan, please.
Hey everybody. As you said, my name is Kayla Michelle Jordan, or my artist name is Kayla Love. Just happy to be here. Just excited. Just overwhelmed.
To say the least, right? To say the least. I feel the same way. I have the I started that off backwards. You see how things are going right now? The scene camera. Yeah, I started that off with both of us, and now both of us are back again.
Hey.
I had the preview looking at the thing. Like I said, it's been a while, y'all. Let me backtrack. Let me put myself on camera, okay? Let me put myself on camera. Take you off the camera right now. And just go full disclosure and tell everybody what I haven't said out in public, which is that I'm getting a divorce.
Just breathe that one out. That's... Wow.
I have identified and been identifying to you all as a husband, as a father, and in my personal life, I've been fighting for a marriage that hasn't been working for years. And so for a few weeks since I launched the Vital Movement, I've been struggling. Here we are, the last day of June. And I've been struggling the entire time to keep it together. Mentally, for you all, for myself, for my children. And honor the requests of my wife not to say anything. And meanwhile, I'm falling apart. And I can't honor these requests anymore. To be silent. I can only honor requests to love, to cherish, to honor, to trust, to honor her trust in her physical space, in our financial space, in our emotional space. But the requests about how I feel, I have to honor those as well. I have to speak my truth to the world. And I have been struggling with I've been struggling for years, and we have been struggling, and we haven't been working it out. We have not been doing the counseling. We've gone to one counselor and only one, and we haven't done the work for our family. And I'm dealing with all of this while dealing with my music and my dreams for bringing music out to the world and for creating platforms for other artists. So excuse me not being clean shaven today, but 21 years is not something I can just wipe away. And so that's what I'm going through. And I've been praying, I've been meditating, I've been fasting, I've been drinking a lot of water and tea and getting sleep, and I've been putting out content, all right? So I am going to continue, and I know that through the hardship, through the struggle, we'll find our best selves. But I'm working this out in real time. So here we are. My name is Miles Megacyph. Mental energies gather and circulate in positive harmony. And we're going to continue our interview. And I'll get it together. I'll pull it together. The artist must try. All right, Kayla, I'm going to pull you back on camera with me. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right.
Could I just say one thing real quick?
Yeah. I'll put you on camera by yourself if you like, or...
Oh, either way is fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
I want everybody viewing, who will view, listen. Woo!
Oh.
There's beauty in this breakdown. There's beauty in tapping into these emotions and being able to say what you need to say to get it off your chest, get it off your mind. I don't want anybody to look at this and just feel like, oh, I'm so sorry. No. Look at it as there's a new beginning now. Even though we don't want to let go of everything that we've held on to for years, sometimes that release needs to happen. Sometimes things need to break down a little bit to build something else that's even more beautiful. So this transparency, this openness, these tears, don't let that shadow what's really being done here. Don't let all of that, what seems to be a negative or what seems to be a low moment, take away from the highs that you've received from loving a certain person, from having these memories with a certain person or experiences. This is a moment to enjoy those things, to remember those things, and now go on. There's still more. There's always going to be more. That's my little...
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you, Kayla Love. Thank you, love. Thank you. All right. Let's have an emotional day. We just had a new moon. Just had a summer solstice, full moon, time of rebirth, and I spent a lot of time in LA this past weekend reflecting and meditating. So I guess this is the right time to be transparent. Thank you. I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm going to put you on camera by yourself. And we're going to go back into your childhood, perhaps, and discover some artistry things, okay? Okay. So, at what age did you discover your creativity?
I'll say age 3 is really when I discovered my creativity. And, of course, like... I'd say a good majority of the community, we all started off in church. Okay? Church was the main stage for a lot of people's talents, and that's where I started my journey. Quick story. I was in church choir, little children's choir, and, just little Kayla, not saying too much, not doing too much, just very, shy and quiet, just sitting there. A song came on, and they were asking if anybody knew the song. Nobody said anything, but little me is just sitting there, just humming it, not really doing too much. All of a sudden...
3 years old?
At 3 years old, music, I guess, has always just been there. And whenever I listen to something, I could just catch on really quick. So as they're listening to it, I'm just kind of like, okay, this rhythm makes sense. I don't really know all the words, but hey, this kind of sounds like this. This is this. So I'm sitting there humming, and one of the choir directors, she comes a little closer and just starts, just standing by me. I'm not paying attention to anything really. And she's like, oh, so you know the solo? I look up real quick and I'm like, oh, yes. She's like, okay, you're singing it. And that's how it all started. From being 3 and just, I guess attaching myself to things at an early age and really just kind of getting into what music sounded like, how it made me feel, and just kind of wanting to express it from there.
Do you remember your birth?
Man, I wish I could. Okay. A lot of people do ask me that though, and I'm like, that's... Okay.
I mean, I love your expressiveness. You're so free and you're so expressive when you speak. It's really engaging.
It took a while to get this way.
Oh wow!
Don't let this fool you.
Okay. Let's not. I don't want to put you out.
If you need to ask me anything, ask me. I'm an open book.
Well, so was your family supportive immediately? And at 3 or 4 years old, and helping you get to the next place? Or?
They actually really were, especially my dad. Oh, y'all, if y'all were to meet him, that man is like, whatever you want to try, let's do it. And then if you don't want to do it anymore, we'll figure something out. That's just the type of person he is he grew up in music. He used to DJ. He used to do security for a lot of different celebrities when he was back in Philadelphia. So that really never left. And he's always been the type of person that as long as you're doing what you need to do, you have food, you have shelter, you have clothes, you're stable. Follow your passions too.
Sounds like
do what you love. So kind of just took that from him. Again, it took a while. Because I'm the type of person, I like to have control of things and to know my next steps and my next moves. With entertainment, that goes all out the window. You never know what's really going to happen till you just put yourself out there. So I'm learning to still do that.
How, on that note, how old were you when you began to take it seriously, or was there a particular instance that occurred? A life instance or something?
So...
Are those two different questions? Did you...
Those are actually kind of one and the same. So, I had first tried in college. So, I was probably 20 at the time. Meeting new people, of course, they kind of inspire you to do some new things. So, you're like, yeah, I'm going to try it. Did a little talent showcase in college. Everybody received it well. Everybody was asking what I was going to do next. I had no answer. Okay? Because I was like, well, I'm in school. I'm in nursing school. And that took up 95% of my life. So it was like I don't have time to do anything with music. So that just kind of fell by the wayside. Then I had gotten my second nursing job working at Wellstar Atlanta Medical, which sadly is no longer here. But I was working there, working in surgery, meeting new people again. And there was one instance where I think somebody was leaving and they had a little party and I sang. And everybody was like, "What? Kayla, you can do this? Da, 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 da." I had no idea. Because again, I'm not sharing anything until I'm comfortable. Because it's just, I don't know, that's like one of the most vulnerable parts of my life is actually sharing my music and singing in general. You can ask me to do anything else. I'm fine. As soon as it comes to my voice, I'm very like gatekeepy with it. I don't know why. Don't ask. So that's going well, and then in 2023, it shut down. No, wait, 2022, I believe. Y'all forgive me with dates. I'm not that great. Anyways, 2022, the hospital shut down, and I was just like, I don't want to work in another hospital. I don't want to go back to work right now. I'm just tired. I'm burnt out of nursing. I just can't do it. So for that next year, a friend had reached out to me. His name is Sean, and he was working on a song. I did a hook for it, and he was like, "Why don't you just create your own music? Why don't you just, create some songs and we'll see what happens?" And for that next year, that is what I did. Was create more music and actually put myself out there just to see what happened. And then went to Creative Spaces, met Mega Cypher. It was just, I don't know, it was just timing. Can't rush it. You can't hope that, something will happen without making it happen.
This is true.
So that's really kind of what jump started me, and shoot. I was 26. I'm 28 now. So like that kind of gives you perspective that age doesn't matter.
Oh, by no means.
By no means does age matter. It's just you putting yourself out there and deciding, making that conscious choice to go after what you want.
I put out my first album. River really loves you. She enjoys you. Mm-hmm. I put out my first album when I was older than you are now.
Really?
Yes, and I haven't even begun to find. I hadn't even begun to find what most people would consider success, even what I considered success, until I was 44 in 2017. Right? I think. Yeah, I was 40. How old was I? I was math.
I know.
I'm not a math person. I was in my 30s, or I was in my late 30s or early 40s, I think. In 2017. That's how many years ago? It's 7 years ago. I was 43. Yeah. And I got distribution from AWOL then, and that for me was like, okay, you need to take this seriously. It was kind of the early days of like you could still get a contract with them, a distribution contract, and so I got in there. And I'm thankful for that, and so I know I have to give back and do things and create platforms. I'm gonna take this dog out of the room.
That's fine.
And put her in the bedroom because the bone is too much. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let me put you on camera, and let me ask you a question before I put you on. Before I put you on camera alone, because even though we're live, we can still engage the audience.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, how do you define your artistry? A lot of people don't, want to put themselves in a box. So how do you define your artistry? And then I'm gonna follow that up with, have you won any awards or accolades for your work? All right.
Okay. So how do I define my artistry? Man, that's a great question. Because I like to do everything and anything. I think my artistry is just trial and error. Honestly and truly, y'all, I just like to create in any way possible. Whatever sound I hear, whatever note comes off of a keyboard, guitar, somebody hitting a table, whatever comes to mind, doesn't matter what genre. If you want to put it in a specific category, of course R&B neo soul is like my heart. But then as I started doing more music and going to like vocal lessons and just learning from different people, jazz, blues, classical music, operatics, I'm getting into rap music. Well,
yes, you are. Yeah, you're into it, I think.
I'm into it, but like me
Yeah.
actually doing it, ooh, Lord, yo. It's a stretch, but we're here. We're doing it. Folk music has always been dear to my heart, and country music just from my father. But ooh, hey.
And then, so let me ask you, that's a lot. So you don't define it. I like that. You're an artist.
Yeah.
I think I put you on, I think I titled this as a conversation with artist, songwriter. That's what you would describe yourself as, right? I did. That's what I put. Have you won any accolades or awards for your work?
I have not.
Local or otherwise?
Not yet.
Okay, there you go.
We're gonna get there, though, y'all. We're gonna
And
get there.
can you tell us about one or more personal achievements or milestones that you've reached? Have you reached any personal achievements yet? You're pretty young in this, it seems.
No, I'm very, like, I really just started 2 years?
2 years. It's pretty incredible. We do all levels. We interview artists at all levels of their career. So if you're just starting out, if you've been doing it for 20 years, I want to talk to you. I want to ask you about your journey. I want to get to know what makes you tick. So yeah, I like that. I like that you're in here when you're, so young and fresh in the game. It's awesome.
Thank you, Kayla. Yes.
Yeah.
But we're building. I think the biggest milestone is really just starting this, putting out an album that is really raw, really rough, but it's something to show people. And then through that, I've learned, what a polished track looks like. I learned about more background vocals, different isolations of your voice, or even just sitting there and letting the beat breathe. Because I was one of those people that I just had to stuff every single word onto every single line, and it just...
So let me go back, because I don't have normal questions on here. What's the name of your project? Do you have a project out?
Yes, I have a project out.
Tell the people about it.
It is called Infinite. It is on all streaming platforms. You can find Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Amazon Music.
We'll put the links in the bio. In the description, when did it drop?
It dropped last year in September.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some specific questions because you can answer them about that. How has your artistry impacted the world? How has that album, your world, the world, whatever world you want to talk about?
I feel like it's mostly impacted my world just because it's allowed me to see what I can do, what I'm able to bring to the table, and that my stories are not just my stories. Like, my story is, could be Primrose's story, it could be Joint's story, it could be your story. It's obviously about love, because that is probably the strongest emotion that I have, whether it's like platonic or romantic or what else, just kind of like from human to human, just like I love this person, I love that person in different ways. And it kind of goes on my journey of finding a person to love, but then losing that love and finding more love within myself. because that's where the root of everything is loving yourself first and then being able to spread it to other people and knowing how much to give to certain people, because not everybody deserves your 100%. That's just a little another tidbit thing. But when you do find those people who do need your 100%, give it. And then take your time to breathe on your own and rebuild yourself and pour back into yourself. Okay, so that's the biggest thing in the world, I guess, that I have kind of gotten from what I've done. And then other people have told me that my album is really raw. And not just raw in the sense of it's not like a polished thing, but it's raw because of the content that's within it, the lyrics that are within it. Going from being somebody else's everything to being my own everything, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I hope that really answered the question.
I love it. And I also know how you want your art to impact the world, which is with love. You want people to get the message of love and understand its value. And can you remember any, wow, this is wonderful. So timely. Thank you. I feel very at peace right now. I feel very at ease.
That's what I want. Like, with my love, I want people to feel peace of mind. I want them to feel like they can talk to me about anything, or even if they need to write something down, or just release.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel really easy. Really comfortable right now. So I appreciate that. And everybody saw me just like 15 minutes ago. So
it's needed sometimes. Like, it really is.
Yeah. It's nice to. It's especially as a man, as a male, or as a human, as anybody, to be able to cry in front of somebody and to be to still be seen and not make it not make it about you, Can you remember any difficulty or times you wanted to stop? I sure can. I about 6 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on camera by yourself. I'll give you the screen for this answer.
Of course. Like, that's the obvious answer. Even from the beginning stages where, you would have writer's block. And we can get into writer's block. And some people are like, I don't believe in writer's block. Some people, are like, yeah, there is writer's block. We'll get to that eventually. But those early stages where I was just in my room, it's like maybe 2, 3 in the morning, pitch black, and I'm listening to a beat and it just nothing is coming to me. Like, I'll probably have a chorus written down and then nothing else is happening. I'm like, I'm done. Like, this is not happening fast enough for me. I'm done. Which is also the problem. Again, timing is everything. Okay, we can't speed it up. We can't slow it down. Everything comes when it needs to. But again, with me being somebody that likes to control things and likes to have everything in order, music was just not happening like that. It just wasn't. And it's just one of those things that just takes time, takes practice, and I had to learn that. And even after learning that, putting the project out, I was like, okay, I'm done. I quit. I can't do this anymore, because it was just nerve-wracking to put myself out there. And then on top of that, the business aspect of music that a lot of people don't talk about. Promoting yourself, because you're your biggest fan at the end of the day. Right. You're the person that needs to put you out there. I could have my dad say a bunch of things. I could have Megasci say a bunch of things, or other people. But unless I start doing it myself, there's no real traction. So that was another moment, and I was just like, I'm done. I can't do this. And then trying to balance it with work, because I do still work as a nurse. It's not as often, but I do. And then having to cut back on that, because music is what I really want to pursue, and along with like other things in my life. Trying to balance everything out, it just got really hard. And it's still hard. Every other day I'm like, okay, I can't do both. I don't want to do both. Like, I want to give up nursing, but music isn't really there yet. So it's a constant battle. Constant battle.
It is, I'm going to take the camera from you. It is a constant struggle. It is a constant struggle to bring together all the pieces that you need to in order to create a platform for yourself, let alone for others, to manifest the mental and emotional wherewithal to go out into the world and say, here's my music world, that you barely care, you don't even really care about me as a person. Why would you care about my art? You know what I'm saying? And yet here I am bringing you my person and my art and saying, here, support it. You know what I'm saying? Here's something that you've never heard of before, and why you should love it.
Right.
This really takes a lot from us, from artists, from anybody, to go out into the world and keep it together, especially in this day and age. So, we must do it. We must try, and the intention matters more than the production. So it's really about getting out there, giving your heart, your all to your people, to the community, to the world, so that you can grow into your greatest self. And it's a journey that I'm continuing to do, and this is one example of it. We have the Vital Movement on Wednesdays, and I have my art that I'm pushing at the same time that all of these other things are happening, and children that I'm supporting, and an ex-wife that I'm supporting in that breakup. So it all has to happen. It all has to happen lovingly, and otherwise, what's the point? What was the point of the time spent going into it? Are there times that I want to stop? Yes, there are times that I want to stop. But am I here for a higher purpose? Yes, I know I'm here for a higher purpose. I accept my calling. I accept that I have something larger than me to do. So I wanted to share that answer with you.
Love that. It needs to be heard. It needs to be said.
That's Petey. We have Petey as well. Petey's asking why River's locked up, but yeah, she's usually quiet. They love you. That you're the animals are vocal today. They're usually quiet. They're usually not even in here. I think she came. Yeah. Okay. Let's get you ready to go back on camera by yourself. Right now we're on camera together. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you this question, and I'm really curious about your answer. This is one of the best, seems to be one of my best questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you watched the interviews? Have you watched prior interviews? Little pieces?
Little pieces.
Okay, cool. You get to work on one project with any artist from any era of any genre. It can be an album or a song. What artist do you want to work with and why?
My answer. Oh my God. Well, okay. The biggest artist that I do want to work with, and to some people it might be okay, but anyways, Jill Scott has to be one of my favorite artists. Okay. And not just because, of course, she's from Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia, y'all, just in case y'all didn't know. Fun fact. Okay. But Jill Scott vocally is a powerhouse. And every word, every phrase, even every breath just exudes music. It's poetry. It's like, it's fun, it's jazzy, it's entertaining. She is a true storyteller, and that's what I want to be like with my art, is just a storyteller, and to be just as convincing as she is. So whether it be a full project, which one day, I'm coming for you. But whether it's a full project or just one song, a hook, anything, I would love to work with her.
I love that. Yay.
Highlight of my life. I'd be like, okay, we're good. I don't have to do anything else musically once we do this.
Okay. That's awesome. That's the first Jill Scott answer. We're early in this thing though, so that's very cool. And I didn't know you were from Philly.
Yeah, but I've been down in Georgia for so long. It's just kind of like,
okay,
this is home.
What sources do you use for inspiration, and how do you continue to create? Especially being a person who's working, and you're not a creative full time.
My source of inspiration would, one, be family, because without them, man, I wouldn't be here, period. Nothing musical would be done. Kayla Love would not exist. So they definitely help push and inspire me to just be in my own little world and be comfortable being in my own little world to create. Also, of course, other dope artists and musicians, whether it's just poetry or whether it's visual art, such as like, a Basquiat or something. You don't know. Things of that nature. Of course, like I said, artists, especially like Mega Scythe, Primrose Joint, anybody that you meet outside of your little bubble. From the producer, because I stay in a bubble, y'all. I'm just here trying to hold it all together, to be honest.
Okay.
Nature is a big inspiration. Just walking outside, feeling some water on my feet or like on my hands, it just helps to let things flow, to open my mind to different phrases to use in a song, or just different visuals to use in a song.
Do you make it intentional to connect with nature? Is that an intentional part of your day or your life?
I do make it intentional. Whether it's just me walking outside for a few minutes and just like letting my feet touch grass or concrete or something, just to keep me grounded.
Tell the people about that. I've spoken about it a little bit because Oh, look at you! Yeah,
listen, this is how you know you're in tune.
That's definitely true. If she comes, if that one comes to you, then you are something special. She's very picky.
I'll let you do your thing. But
wow, she is very picky. Okay, you're not allergic, obviously. All right. Well, everybody, there you go. There's my cat's butt. There's my cat's rear end. Here, let me take the.
And y'all know how this is
like center frame too. Come on! You don't have to do all that. Come on, Petey. That's extra. Please don't be extra. Come on.
Come on.
All up in the production. Come on, love. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I was gonna ask what genres have been your biggest influences, but you kind of answered that earlier with how you define your artistry. So I heard everything. Like you have a lot of influences, clearly, and life influences as well. You allow life to be a positive influence for your creativity. Can you describe your creative process to us? Like,
So,
it's kind of an open question.
Like a couple. Because, some artists, and I can't just say, artists like myself, a lot of us like to listen to a beat or a track or just some type of line to get us into that creative mode and to get us thinking, okay, this could go here. And if I put this here and sing this like this, then I can do this. Because a lot of instruments, of course, can drum up something in you for you to express. If it's more of a slower song, of course, you go towards love or something that's a little more sad, melancholy. Then you hear something upbeat with a lot of drums or, a good bass, and you're just like, you're hype. You're ready for a party, right? Of course. So when I listen to something like that, then that kind of helps me move in a certain direction. Or the kind of what I like to do most of the time is just kind of whatever pops in my head, especially through dreams, which I don't know if that's just a me thing or if it's other people. Dreams really do help guide a lot of my music because I can remember certain things in certain dreams, and even if I start singing in a dream, I can remember little tidbits and pieces to put on to a track or just to write down a couple lines, and that'll help guide me to find a good beat, then to put that line on or something of that nature. So it's either I listen to music and it helps, or something will spark my interest in a dream, or when I'm just driving down the street, or something will click in my head, and then I'll go to the beat from there. Hope that made sense.
That was very nice.
Yes.
Do you create? I only have about 4 or 5 more questions for you. Do you keep a dream journal? Just kind of going off on a tangent. You do?
I do.
Do you create continuously, or do you create seasonally, or do you create sporadically? Does that make any sense?
No, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I create sporadically.
Okay.
I would love for it to be continuously, but with the way my life is going, it's just not possible at this point in time. Just because I feel like, well, of course, with nursing going on, and with, dealing with different people's emotions, different family emotions, and then even your own on top of that, because you have to, as a nurse, have empathy, but then also have a boundary, because it's still a business at the end of the day, even though it's customer service. It's still a customer service type of thing, so you have to find that balance. And I feel like with me trying to find that balance, it limits my creativity because I have nothing left to give. So yeah, right now, very sporadic. I am trying to work on more of I don't want to really be a schedule, but it kind of has to be a schedule at this point.
It has to be a schedule.
Like, to create, like, blocks of time for me to just find myself and then be able to release my creativity.
If you want to, we're sharing the camera now. If you want to be productive as a creative, you need to make it a job. Let me tell you right now, you need to have a production schedule. If you look up on my wall right there, my weekly production chart, yes. You need to have, that's just my day, that's my goal. That's not even my time schedule. You need to then take a weekly calendar and block off 15 minutes here, 45 minutes there, 3 hours here, and really make it a job with a schedule to get to where you want to go. To get the paycheck that you see at the end of the day for yourself, mm-hmm. You have to create that lifestyle before you have the paycheck, and that's how you get the paycheck. Because otherwise it's just a hobby, it's just random time, it's too free. And I've seen that my whole life, So like there's a blessing inside of this, this struggle that's happening in my life, which is structure. Mm-hmm. I'm obviously a structured person because I'm taking care of the children, but it's allowed me too much freedom with my art, mm-hmm. And so we need that structure, and we need accountability partners. Yes. We need a team. We need a team of people around us. You keep naming myself and Primrose and Joint Dexter. And so and it's good to have the friend circle, but we need to make an extra layer of accountability for ourselves. And I'll give a little plug for the CEO Self-Coaching Mastery class given by Juice and Self, the Rhino Self-Mastery class. Yeah, the crash course. They are superb. They're helping me in many ways beyond. Like, the music business is wonderful, but the mental and the emotional support is priceless that they give. Let me ask you about your creative goals, your life goals. You're so young. Maybe if you want to, yeah, I'll ask you that question. You look like you want it. You have an answer for it. Let me ask you about what are your creative goals for the next 3 years, for the next 5 years, like the short-term goals and long-term goals, 3 years and 10 years or something like that. Okay. 3, 5, and 10.
So short-term goals, really, just to create more. I want to have another either album or EP out within the next couple years. Something to just have so I can perform. I can, spread whatever type of message that I'm trying to get through. And to just get my name out there. Get people knowing who Kayla Love is as an artist and as a person. Because I don't only just do music. I'm also an actress. I also dance. But we'll get to that one later. Also a screenwriter, working on an animation right now. So really just trying to build a good repertoire that crosses music, it crosses TV and film, theater, stage. Just trying to not combine all of those, but have a lane in all of it. So that when somebody does come to me like, hey, I need a hook for this certain song, here you go. I have that ready for you. Hey, I need maybe a couple lines for this play, or I need you to do this for this TV or film commercial, whatever. I can do that. And I can also have something written for you, and just in case, you don't have anything for a Christmas movie or just like something for a TV show. I have that ready. Just want to have everything in order and have a good working system short term. So that long term, I can just have different streams of income, first of all, because, we do the things we love, but it would also be nice to get paid to do the things you love, So then that way, it's not really even work anymore. It's just like, hey, I have this passion. Hey, and I also happen to get a paycheck from it. Great. I would like to have my own animation series out. It could be on Disney. It could be on Nickelodeon, any streaming platforms. And I would also like to have my hat in the ring for songwriting for different artists. Whether it be just indie artists or actual signed artists. And, of course, have my own music out. But I'll probably be one of those, like, not one-hit wonder type of situations, but I won't always be in the limelight. I like to kind of be behind the boards or background.
It seems like you have very clear, well-defined goals for yourself, which is very good. A very good thing to have. Very clear vision. You see it and you smile as you speak about it, so you feel good about it.
Definitely.
So it's already part of your life. That's a beautiful thing. Do you have any words of advice for the younger generation who might be watching this, or do you have any words of advice for your future self? Do you offer anything that, when you look back, you want to, a gem, a life gem, something that you've taken that carries you through life, perhaps, or something that you feel is really special that young people need to hear?
The biggest thing is just do it. I know it sounds so cliche, and it's just like, well, that's so hard. I can't just do it because I have this, that, the third. Oh, okay. Like, I know it sounds kind of harsh, but it's like, just do it. Put yourself out there. Fail. Succeed. Fail again. you never know what you can achieve if you don't do anything.
Seed. Fail
Yeah. It's kind of like, I'm also a basketball fan or sports fan, period. So I always kind of use the analogy of like, if you don't shoot the ball, it's never going to go in. You have a 0% chance of it going in. If you do shoot it, it's a 50-50. I'd rather have the 50-50 and just keep trying and keep going and keep doing something, whether I get it or I don't. Because regardless, somebody's going to know my name. Somebody's going to see me and see that I have potential in it. And somebody else is going to look at me and be like, that's the girl I want. That's the guy I want. That's the person that I need on my team or for this project or for this, that, the third.
That's right.
If you never put yourself out there, you never know what can happen. So just do it.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a sense of fear there. And I think people look at fear and they think like, oh, that's a negative thing. You know, you shouldn't, do this, that, the third if you have fear. No, you should. Because that fear can either hold you back or push you into a new space that you've never been before. There's a healthy amount of fear that can be had in anything. And then I guess taking it back to like my nursing, days, which I'm still here. But when I was doing trauma level nursing and surgery, I was scared almost every day. But that fear had me on my toes and ready for anything to come through the door. Whether it be a gunshot wound for a person that's almost about to lose their life, or if it's just I tripped, I fell because I was drunk or something. Like, I'm just ready for any and everything because you never know what can happen. You never know what turn a person can take. You never know what's going to come into your life. Get out there. Do it.
That's right. That's right. If you don't try, you can't ever get it. You can't ever get it wrong, but you can't ever get it right. Is there anything that we need to know that you want to tell us right now? Anything that you have coming out or anything?
So right now, I don't really have anything coming out, but I am working. Just know.
We have a track.
Still working.
We
do have a track together.
We have a track, and it's finished. And Chris Toon said, he said, take liberty. He said you could do what you want with it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then So
do you want to put that out?
Yep.
Should we put it out? Okay.
I think we should put it out.
Okay. We're on camera together right now, by the way.
Yay.
Okay. So we'll put that out. I want to do. We're both on camera right now. I want to do a. You're at 53 minutes right now. They've been going about this long, it seems. I want to do a thank you with you. A thank you. Just thank the artist must try. I'll take the camera from you and do it, and then you can do your own. All right. Just because I want to make clips out of these. All right. You've been with the Artist Must Try podcast today. Thank you so much for investing your day with Kayla Love and myself, Miles Megacypher. Remember that intentions matter more than productions. At the end of the day, your intentions will be divided by your productions. So, you gotta try first. You gotta try first. All right. Thank you. Let me give you the camera.
Hi guys. So again, thank you, of course, the Artist Must Try podcast for having me. Thank you, Mega Side, for even gracing me with an opportunity to do the interview. Because again, I'm still new, but hey, still learning, still trying, still pushing. Alright? Whether in this stage or at a bigger stage, we're all just pushing, trying to do our best to create and put something out into the world. So stay tuned with the Artist Must Try podcast. Also, come and join the Vital movement. I haven't been able to come yet, but I will be there, and you might see me perform. Who knows? But thank you, love you. Yeah.
Thank you. Peace. All right.